So here it is on a Thursday night in the UK at 10 p.m. And where else would you want to be than under a fluorescent light? Am I shiny? I think my head's a little bit shiny today. I've noticed that. But my name is Mark Smith. I am Group Managing Director of People to People in the UK and Australia and Frog Recruitment in New Zealand. And this is P2P Live UK, where we talk about everything jobs and employment throughout the country. So we've got a jammed-packed broadcast today. We've got the stat of the week. The ONS pushed out their labour market results on Thursday. I think it was the 16th. Let me just check that, the 16th as well. So we'll be having a look at that. We've got two jobs that we want to feature here in the UK this week. And of course, we've got opportunities, Antipodean opportunities, one in Australia and one from our partner in New Zealand in Frog Recruitment. So stay tuned for those. And we're also taking a few minutes. We recorded a piece with Joanna Middleton from our Sydney team about what candidates are looking for in terms of benefits at the moment. So that'll be interesting. And finally, we've got the Twitter poll results from last week. So a lot to get through. So let's get started with this week's stat of the week. So the most exciting stat of the week, for somebody like me in jobs and employment, was the labour market update brought out by the ONS on the 16th of May. And what you're looking at here is the number of vacancies in the UK, seasonally adjusted February to April. And so you can see we're coming off those highs that we experienced in the last year or so. But we have had some continuous decline over the last little while, but sort of coming back to the trend line from 2011. Will we pass through that trend line and have a continuing decline over the next quarter or so? I'm not too sure, but it'll be interesting to see. So here are the main points from the release. The number of vacancies in February to April was 1,083,000. That's a decrease of 55,000 from November to January 23. The vacancy numbers fell on the quarter for the 10th consecutive period in February to April, down by 4.9% since November to January 23. And vacancies falling in 14 of the 18 industry sectors. We'll take a look at those industry sectors next week, so make sure you join us 10 p.m. next Thursday. In this quarter also, total vacancies were down by 214,000 from the level of a year ago. Although, and you can see this clearly in the diagram on the screen here, they remain 282,000 above their pre-COVID January to March 2020 levels. So although they're coming off in terms of the number of vacancies in the UK, it is still pretty good and a long way ahead of where we were pre-COVID. So the last thing I thought I'd bring up is this interesting stat that often gets quoted, which is the number of unemployed people per vacancy. And it was up to 1.2 people were unemployed for every listed vacancy. And that was up from 1.1 in the previous October to December 22 quarter. So as the number of vacancies fell while the unemployment rate rose. So interesting results. We'll take a further dive into those next week when we look at the industries. But that's this week's stat of the week. Here are our hot jobs in the UK this week. The first one is actually a contract position at social media. So although there's a salary listed there, 36 to 40,000 pounds, it's actually a fixed term contract where we're looking at here. And Hannah Scanlon is the consultant that you need to talk to in our London office. hannah.scanlon@peopletopeople.co.uk. You can see her email address on the screen there. So as a social media manager, you will be responsible for developing and executing social media strategies. You'll be managing all of the social accounts. liaising with copywriters and designers. So you need to have proven experience as a social media manager and strong working knowledge and experience of SEO and related metrics. So if you're interested, jump online. You can just click apply now in the comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Just below if you wanted to learn more, or drop Hannah a call on 07436703099. So here's the next job that we've got in the UK this week. This is a permanent position, cluster financial controller based in Harrow, £70,000. Liz Jones is the consultant that you need to get in touch with in the UK or in London. And the responsibilities here as a financial controller is driving financial performance and compliance. You'll be doing all the liaising with all the stakeholders, both internal and external to the organisation. Financial planning, you need to be qualified, CA, ideally, experience in a similar role, and possibly within the hotel and hospitality sector. Jump online. You can hit apply now there, or send a quick note to Liz at people2people.co.uk to learn more about that. It's a cool job. Check it out. That's this week's Hot Jobs. Why not visit New Zealand? You can be a care coordinator and get paid $26 to $27 an hour. It's based in Auckland. It's being handled by Isha from our Frog Recruitment sister company team in Auckland. You can get in touch with her at the email address manishka@frogrecruitment.co.uk. Sorry, .nz. We're not in the UK anymore. We're in New Zealand. Or you can just hit apply now in the comments on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So as a care coordinator, you'll be responsible with working with support and care workers. You'll be the first point of contact with a range of internal and external stakeholders. Got to be a good communicator, and previous administration and particularly scheduling experience is really going to put you in front on this one. But what a fantastic place for a working holiday in downtown Auckland. We also have an opportunity across the ditch in Australia, and this is a video for a reception and facilities assistant, I think. That's just checking my notes here. Let's check it out anyway.
Hi, so I just wanted to give you some more information on this position and the opportunity that this business can offer. So I'm currently working with Stryker, who are a global medical devices business. They're looking for someone to join their facilities team. This role would be a hybrid, working on reception 2 days per week and facilities administration 3 days per week. Whilst based on reception, you'd be assisting with checking in and assisting guests that are coming through, providing tours of the facility, and being the go-to person for any administration and office support. The other 3 days a week, you'd be helping the facilities team, so work health and safety inspections, going into the dock and checking in inventory, maintenance logs, and any other assistance that the team may need. This role has really big opportunity to grow and develop within this global business. You'll be able to meet other members of the team and gain really big exposure to what this company can do and offer. This role will be starting as soon as possible, ideally late May or early June. It'll be a 12-month temporary assignment, and the view is for this role to extend or go permanent based on your qualifications and I guess what you're looking for in terms of your next role. If you're interested in wanting to know more, please apply now and reach out. I would love to have more of a chat and see if this position is the right one for you.
What we're talking about today is what benefits that people are actually looking for when they're out there in the marketplace. Now, I think if you're a hiring manager and you're trying to attract talent,
you do need to know what they're looking for. So, Jo, what are they after these days?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've recently released our annual market and salary report. This year, the report delves into the future of recruitment, job seeker expectations, and the most desired employee benefits of 2023. So the top three benefits, that are the highest priority for job seekers are learning and development, flexibility, packages, and allowances. So with learning and development, it's emerged as the new number one priority for candidates, with 79% of job seekers wanting career development and training. Also, the opportunity to progress and development through their roles in their companies. And this is ranked a higher priority than remuneration. So that's quite interesting. Flexibility is still a very high priority in 2023, with 76% of job seekers wanting flexibility in working hours and 71% flexibility in working location, so work from home. In terms of package and allowances, surprisingly, Mark, 50% of job seekers have actually ranked insurances as a top priority in packages and allowances. And are becoming more, so packages and allowances are becoming more important to employees because it directly impacts the overall income and the quality of life.
So if somebody wanted to have a chat to you then to find out more about benefits or just getting or entering into the marketplace right now, how would they get in touch with you, Jo?
Yeah, great. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. My name's Joanna Middleton. Also, my direct line is 0282709760. Or I think Jacob had just popped up my email as well, joanna@people2people.com.au.
Fantastic. Great. All right. Well, great to have you on P2P Live. Hopefully we'll see you again sometime soon. But thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was Joanna Middleton from our Sydney team talking about what benefits that people are after. You know, the most interesting thing is in the market right now is the trade-off between cash and benefits. It certainly wasn't as evident prior to COVID, where employer value propositions, purpose, etc., and even benefits which are now ubiquitous, like flexibility and working from home, etc., were considered the things that you would compete on. Now we're seeing to get a lot more competition on cash. So are you paying the right salary? If you'd like to find out whether you are, then I would encourage you to get our employment and jobs market report. There'll be a link in the comments there. It's called the P2P Post. We release it every year. We let our clients know first. They get an exclusive look at it. And what we do is we actually deliver it to our clients. If you're only looking for a virtual copy, you'll have to wait for about 6 months, unfortunately. Okay, well, we've now got our Twitter poll results from last week in the UK, and here were the results. So last week, we asked for those who moved from a temp role into a full-time permanent job over the last year, what was your reasoning? So why did you take that move, and possibly reduce your from a more lucrative hourly rate to a lower permanent salary? And here are the results. More job security. I don't think that was any too much of a surprise, really, in this market. Although there's still, like we've seen in the stats this week, like the number of jobs out there that are being advertised, 200,000 more than what it was pre-COVID in the UK. It's amazing. Better comms. I was really sorry, not comms. Remuneration. That was a real surprise that people were moving from temporary and contract to better remuneration. Question I have there is, what do you classify as remuneration? Does that include benefits? Career progression, that's a big one. I'm finding, and I'm having a few debates with the crew at People to People, that sometimes people confuse career progression with, well, if I get a new job and a new title, I will get more money, because I think money is a big factor right now. And if you want to see what those comments were, just jump onto our socials at People to People on Twitter and on LinkedIn as well. So here's this week's question. So what we thought we'd ask this week was, what's your preferred working arrangement? Full-time in the office, hybrid, full-time working from home. I know I've already voted on this particular poll, and I put full-time in the office, to the chagrin of most of the consultants at People to People, I'm sure. But have your say at People to People, that's Twitter, or on LinkedIn, and then we'll reveal those results next week. So that's it, everybody. Thank you for spending 15 minutes with us here late night on Thursday in the UK. We're going to do it all again next week. We'll see you then.